shaft is 53 years old. It consists out of a 3-shaft system, with the majority of the mining is 3,000 meters below surface. If you look at the drives on TauTona, and I'll kick off with the safety and health portion, major achievements this year was 1 million fatal-free shifts and also 1 year fatal-free for the year. And then also one major achievement is the 3 years without any seismic related or fall of ground accidents. If you also look in mind, this is a high seismic active mine, and that's a remarkable achievement. How did we get up to that on a mine like this? Firstly, people is our biggest asset. We look at the behavior of people throughout what we call the engaging process. We implemented the Jaarsveld call center, which is an operation that we're running 24 hours a day, whereby people at the end and at the start of the shift gives a full and detailed report. How do we otherwise also create awareness? Is throughout the MOSH adoption initiatives that's been rolled out on the mine. There's a golden rules where people know exactly what not to do, and then take necessary disciplinary action against people who don't listen. Accountabilities that's rolled down up to the lowest level of all the workforce, and then the at-risk behavior, and then the involvement of the wellness of all of the people. If you look at the second pillar of that, is a planning process. Planning forms an integral part at TauTona, and that is to ensure to building the right systems. For instance, we do have the people underground that do proper mining work schedules, and that is where the work do get discussed with the people, and then at the end it's changed over to discussion schedules. If you look at the managing of risk effectively, which is the third pillar or the pier, the most important thing for us is what we strive to do is to remove the people from the risk. What we do is basically welded mesh in all the gullies and development, implementation of new technology. If we move over now to an important issue at TauTona and also part of Anglo Gold, is the one process. The one process consists of the BPF, the engagement portion, system for people, and safety transformation. Currently the project schedule on TauTona is 86% completed, and we finish with management routines. The aim is because our people are our biggest asset, is to make sure that the people do the right work at the right time in the right way. The work, what we did is a properly planned, scheduled, and they make sure that the work for the execution is properly resourced. What's important for us is a people's commitment through involvement and engagement, and I'll talk about the Jaarsveld call center now. But also other big important phase right now is what we call the Semunye training. It's where we keep our workforce, individually gangs, for 3 weeks in the training center, where there's an allocated facilitator and co-facilitator that spend time with the people to embark on the following principles. As the Anglo Gold Ashanti values, we do have 6 very highlight values where we always encourage the people to live to. This is the basic business principles, the basic financial calculations, all issues with regarding to the safety aspects, and then on production, the necessary training and the compliance to the planning tools. And then most important for the people is the rollout of a new, more attractive bonus system for them. And then to make sure that the people at all the time understand the content thereof. We also then, for the workforce up to a lower level, do have formal contract reviews, which basically you have the opportunity to be in a direct dialogue with your manager once removed, and that is now happening twice a year. Out of a lot of issues, the talent pool is created to identify high flyers on the shaft, to make sure that there's a personal development plan, is then to create future leaders for us within Anglo Gold Ashanti. Also, another issue that we do have in place now is methods and ways to communicate with people. There's various new technology, televisions on the shaft, where we do have on a daily basis very important issues that we share with our people. Important for us is to measure at the end of the day, whereby we have what we call the chart runners, and thereon we look at the TauTona deliverables. For again, because safety is our first value, we'll kick off with that, is to make sure that we are in line with our benchmarks that's set within the mine and within Anglo Gold Ashanti. Important for us is to increase our development rate, because we're changing from a longwall to a sequential grid mining. There's proper blueprints in place to enable us to know exactly what we need to do, and then out of that there's proper mining cycles and then proper schedules in place to measure ourselves. The third component to the chart runner that we look is the increase in square meters. We know now by this time to enable us to mine efficiently from a production point of view is the flexibility, to create enough flexibility, and important to achieve that is through our cycles and blueprints. You cannot mine properly if you do not know the geological information that's in front of you. So the ore body capability are one of the main important focus point on TauTona. You can only achieve that by proper exploration drilling. And then, as I previously mentioned, we have a 3-shaft system. One of our biggest bottlenecks remain the subshaft, and we've embarked on that with all the necessary analysis and proof, and what we call now is a proper VT schedule. And in other words, that the VT is live and the people know exactly what to do according to our BPF schedules.